Hello, everybody, and welcome to MadMax Pi channel, broadcasting live from this beautiful beach in the background. And I'm MadMax, and today I have some special guests for you, some long-time early pioneers, Kozii, say hello, and
Hello,
Natko.
guys.
And Natko.
Hi, glad to be here.
So today I wanted the three of us to talk about the latest development, the latest action in a Pi network space. It's been a lot going on. We saw recently we get that changed for name correction. So we had this halving just a few days ago. Now we have announcement of mainnet in a year. And we get some clarification. We got a survey that is still active in our Pi apps. What type of wallets do we want? So let's just share our opinions. And since we are here for a quite long time, if you consider people that are joining in right now, maybe we could share our experience and our thoughts and explain what's the difference between one option and the other, and generally to discuss where the Pi network we think is going and maybe how fast. So maybe you have a few words that you would like to comment on the latest development, the speed of development.
Yeah, sure. So first allow me to just introduce myself. My name is Christian Kozma. People know me as Kozii inside Pi Network, and I'm one of the longest standing moderators in the Hungarian channel. And I do quite a lot of, pioneer related work there, moderating and dealing with the community on a day-to-day basis. And I'm pretty involved in the space ever since I first joined. So I have a very good understanding of Pi and all the developments surrounding Pi. And also the two gentlemen that sitting with me, MadMax and Natko, have also joined around the same time as me. It's close to 1.5 years ago now. And yeah, it would be great to share some insights of the project and share some of our opinions on it. And we know it's a very exciting times. And okay, so what just happened? There's been a halving. It's the first halving for 90% of the network. It's crazy, but people can still mine, and people can still get a lot of coins accumulated if they tell their friends and family about Pi, as well as now the core team said quite a lot of things, but just to simplify it down, there's a lot of focus being shifted towards launching mainnet in 2021. Okay, so this means there's a lot of preparation that needs to happen, like creating the wallets. So the Pi balance that shows on your phone screen inside the Pi network is obviously going to be transferred into a proper cryptographics and secure wallet. So it's actually going to be yours basically, and nobody else will have access to it. At least that's what they gave us an option. We can do it non-custodial or custodial, and I think we can talk about this in a few moments. But Natko, what is your opinion about the latest announcements so far?
Well, I'm very happy about those. I mean, this last Nicholas video is actually one of the best videos that I've seen. That made me very happy, because it really shows the momentum that is happening around Pi. I think when I look at this year, all this COVID thing and everything, it slowed things a bit down. I remember that people were actually skeptical during the summer months and even in the spring. And I was telling them, just wait a second. There's much going on behind the curtains. You need to wait. You need to wait for the convention. We will probably find out many things then. And it happened, actually. I believe this momentum started with the convention. And the full-scale momentum in development and everything. they started to bombard us with all kinds of things that we were waiting for. And of course, this wallet scenario, this is for me the pineapple of this momentum, because it really shows the direction to where this is going. The whole purpose of crypto is for us to be our own banks, and to us to be able to dispose with our income and to spend it the way we want it, and to value it the way we want it. So I believe this is a pretty big deal, especially this non-custodial thing.
Yes.
Of course. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, thanks, guys. So while we were talking, I was thinking about the whole thing. I was looking about if we are addressing the question in a survey, do we want non-custodial or custodial wallets? Can we choose? When you see some on other network or other social channels, when you see surveys, you see that 80-90% answers are in favor of non-custodial wallets, which is actually, I will explain a bit later and we will talk about that. But now when I'm thinking, and that was non-custodial wallets were announced in a white paper. So, and among all the core team, this explained that they actually prefer that it will be a non-custodial wallet, but it has some downsides against custodial. But if this news was just written, we are working on a wallet, it will be a little bit, it may slip to most of the pioneers unnoticed. So I think this way, the core team wanted to create attention and to involve people to through survey, but I think they already knew what the results will be, but it was not the question of let's vote and then they will create wallets as a community wants to, because crypto community is here in crypto because we want to be our own bank, because we want to really own our own money. That's not, I think that's not really the point. I think the point is that we are now involved, we are now thinking about it, we are now some newer pioneers that are maybe new in crypto are exploring what it means, custodian, non-custodian, private phrase, private key, seeds, how to store them, and actually preparing themselves for the moment when we will have to create our wallet, to write our seed. Then people will get much more ready than if they just launched the wallet and said, now you have to do this and this. What do you think, guys? Kozii, what do you think?
Okay, so, well, I just want to say that both options are viable. So, both can work for the pioneer and they would be able to use it. However, the first option, so the non-custodial option, is the only downside to it is that if you don't look after it, so I mean, if you don't remember the password, then you may lose access to your funds, right? But it's a very big deal. They can make this, I mean, just considering the type of security existing in the crypto space today, like they make down the recovery seeds, and it's a very well thought out process now, and it has been developed. So I don't see too much problem with that for most people. And if you do lose your password, then it's your balance. Okay. The problem with the custodial one, first of all, it's going to be a risk to the entire network, because we trust in another third party, an organization, to deal with, to handling everybody's keys. Okay. So now when you go to sleep, you always have this, it's kind of like if you leave your house and you give the key to a random guy, you know that as long as he's got that key, anytime he can enter that house and do whatever he wants. And I'm very sad to say, but there has been many cases inside the cryptocurrency space and in the business space in general, where there's a lot of hacks that's happened because people want to get
like when you, sorry to interrupt, like when you keeping your crypto on the exchange, you are trusting that exchange with your money, and exchanges get hacked, companies get hacked, and you may lose your funds without even doing anything wrong.
Exactly.
That's if you go with custodial option.
Yeah, the thing is, you're going to rely on a third party, right? You don't trust yourself, so you're happy to say, oh, okay, I'll just trust this other, you know. And the problem with this mentality is, if this hack happens, it won't just happen to that person. You know, it will have a house of card effect on the entire network, right? I mean, if it gets hacked, how many people's what is going to be hacked? One, or the entire networks, or just somewhere in between? Because it's not going to be one, I can tell you that.
Yeah, of course.
You know, there's been hacks even with Ledger, you know, like a crypto hard wallet, and you know, it's risky. So the safest option for in everybody's interest, I think, is to create a non-custodial wallet and you know, just look after it. Plus, just remember this, you know, the Pi Network account is also, you know, it can be combined perhaps with like a, you know, like a password reminder or some unique design for Pioneers. Because traditionally, if you have like a Bitcoin wallet, okay, you just have that Bitcoin wallet, and you know, but in here in Pi Network, you will have a Pi wallet, but what you don't have, what you have on top of that is your Pi account as well. So you can see those are like two separate things which can be, you know, played around with it, and you know, it can be made really user friendly and safe. So there may be like a semi in between, like a solution that could happen. I mean, why not? With Bitcoin, you can't really do it, but and many other cryptocurrencies, because it's just a wallet. But over here, you know, everybody's part of this network, so.
Yeah, and everybody will be KYC'd before we enter the phase 3, so that we can use that to maybe access or regenerate our keys through the app. Yeah, Natko, you were saying.
Yeah, of course, we still don't know if this wallet will be the separate app or will it be integrated in the Pi app, right? We don't know that.
What do you think?
Well, I think it would be quite a good thing to have it as a separate app. I mean, if it's a non-custodial, it should be as a separate app. So that's a true non-custodial wallet in a digital form. But guys, I need to say this. I mean, we've been in crypto for quite some time. So of course that we are thinking in that sense. We want our funds for ourselves. We want to have full control of them. But the problem here lies with the Pi network itself. And when I say that, I don't mean in a bad sense, in a good way. They want to make Pi an all-inclusive currency, and that means that they want to bring in as much people as they can, and that means people from all demographic groups, even elderly people. And there are quite a few elder people inside already. I'm afraid that if they only go for a non-custodial option, there could be quite a few examples of people, unfortunately, losing their seats and losing their access. I mean, we've seen how many people had problems even with the right or name registration inside an app for those 3 days. Can you imagine the implications if people would start losing their seats all around? Some would say, well, if someone loses those funds won't be retrievable, and it would make Pi more scarce and more valuable. But there could be a side effect. There could be the side effect where people who lost their coins won't be able to be a part of the system, and they won't be willing to get into new coins with their fiat. They would be angry. I'm afraid those are kinds of implications that would actually hurt the ecosystem overall.
Well, if you lose your house or car keys, you are angry anyway. But yeah,
course,
I understand. I
of
understand
course,
what you.
but we want
I
as much
understand,
people
and
as
this
we
is a
can.
fair point.
I mean, why am I saying this? I'm not saying this, that they shouldn't bring non-custodial wallet. Of course, they should. I think that we need to have both options. For me, I think the best thing would be if they would made it. I have to say that if they would made it custodial by default, with a non-custodial option with a warning. I think that would be the most intuitive way for most of the ordinary folks to, if they want to have peace of mind, they will leave it in a custodian option. And if they want to be fully independent,
right,
they will need to think about it and agree with that.
Yeah,
so
that's my.
Basically. Sorry. Yeah, go ahead. So basically, what you are saying is, if what I pictured it, we have the Pi app, and maybe when they transfer our Pi into the blockchain, into the wallets, and there should be a version of in-app wallet that may have been custodial type, and with the option to export your balance outside of the application into separate wallet that you create with your own phrase. But when you put it this way, let's say let's remember what is the primary goal besides including as many pioneers and demographic and all around the world. The primary aim is to enable in-app economy. So while motivating people to spend inside the Pi app, to use apps and economy inside, if we make the non-custodian wallets only as a separate app, then we will motivate people to move our funds outside the Pi app, and that's not good for the economy. So there should be, I think, my opinion is that a non-custodian way is always better, even with this one downside, and it's not actually a downside if you educate people properly on time. And I think that's exactly, that's one of the main reasons why we are recording this video, why we are broadcasting this, is to open up the view and to educate people. Once the time is here, and the core team announced early next year that the time will come to open up our wallets. I don't know if it's going to be testnet or mainnet, but whatever, the time will pass quickly. People should be prepared and educated, so they should know if we go non-custodian way, we need to take care of our money. It's better, it's safer, it's a less risk for losing our funds. The only risk is ourselves, and give them in some instructions how to do it. So it's basically, it's very simple. You write down your private keys or a semantic phrase, whatever the application with the wallet gives you, and you store it, write it on a paper is the best way. If we don't support hardware wallets, and I guess it will take some time to develop support for Ledger and other hardware wallets, you write it on a piece of paper, maybe make two or several copies, and place it on a safe, store it on a safe place, inside your home or inside your safe if you have a safe, or wherever. And we need to start educating people or pointing people to read, to watch the videos, to educate about the general way of behavior when you're in the crypto world. So let's begin with never disclose your balance. Don't draw attention to yourself. Don't go around and bragging how many Pi you have. You know what I mean? If you
and double check the emails that you get.
Yeah, because if you have a lot of Pi and the price rises, you will become, every person may become a target of scammers, or I don't know.
Absolutely.
So you just behave like with your ordinary money. You don't walk around and say how much do you have in the bank. So we just need to.
There should be absolutely no reason for you to send Pi to somebody who asks for Pi just out of, on an email or something. You should never, because these balances cannot be reverted. So if you send 100 Pi to someone, it's going to get there, and the only way you can get that back is if that person sends it back. There is no other way. So everybody knows that this is the only thing that someone must do, right? To receive some Pi. So everybody will. So there's a lot of people who want your Bitcoin or money. So they will try to do bad things. So just be careful with that. Never send.
There are other issues besides losing your private key. Losing your private key is, let's say, easy to stop. You just write it and keep it at a safe place, and that's it. But there are other things that are generally specific in a cryptocurrency world, and that's what you mentioned. Transactions are non-reversible. Once you send Pi to address, you have no control. There is no intermediate that can cancel it and send it back to you. If you send it to the wrong address, it's also irreversible. And I think we are learning about that with our nicknames. If you register your account to a wrong nickname, you cannot change it. It stays at the wrong person. So it's the same with sending your balance to a wrong address. So I think it's a lot of room for education, a lot of room for practice, and actually, if the value of Pi will be lower at the beginning, it's good because people will make mistakes, because we are all people. People will lose a few coins here and there. I did it. I guess you guys did it. Of course. So it's not going to be a big deal if you send a few Pi to a wrong address, or if you, I don't know, even if you lose your keys, if you have like, I don't know, some smaller amount of Pi, diversify, maybe open 2 or 3 accounts or addresses. So use one for spending and keep most of your balance at the other. Those are things that people need to hear, to learn. And I think we're going to be good if we go non-custodial way. Okay, best option is to have both ways. And I think with time, we will get both ways. But if we have to choose one way over another for a start, I think we all agree that non-custodial wallets have far more advantages against this one disadvantage, and it's you have to be disciplined with yourself.
But you said, MadMax, you said something about bringing coins out of the economy or something like that. I didn't get that part. You were saying that you are afraid that people wouldn't be a part of the economy.
Yeah, I mentioned that. So if your wallet is external application, if it's external app, then you have to actually you have to move it outside of the Pi app, right?
Yeah.
So we don't know. We don't have that info. Or are you gonna need to use that outside wallet every time you need to pay? That's an option as well.
Yeah. One thing I will say though regarding this matter is the whole application is a mobile application, and that's where the attention needs to go, right? That's where if you want to transact, you want to go to that place. If you want to go on social media, you want to go to Pi Network. If you want to find out things about Pi Network, you can go to the Pi Network application. So as the developers are building this application, they will want to keep that attention inside, right? I mean, look, they could make another application for Pi Network, but they can keep it all centralized. Just think about it. You could make a third-party wallet out, but there's already plenty. Look, there's already plenty of existing cryptocurrency wallets that can, just like this, add Pi as soon as mainnet is launched and their wallets work. Okay, so I don't think that's the option, and I don't think they should do this. What they should do is take example of like MetaMask. Well, I'm just gonna say why I said MetaMask is because it can be integrated into different dApps, and you can use it on decentralized exchanges. So if they make this Pi wallet a wallet that you can just go in and log in into certain websites with, or you can integrate it into other applications, I think that's the way to go. And if it's non-custodial, then there's like no downside to it. I don't think there is anyway. And if there's going to be, I mean, think about it. If you receive your pie tomorrow, and if you wanted to sell most of that, it would have to happen on an exchange. So, well,
of course. So there's a lot of code.
So where is that money going to go? What kind of wallet is that going to land up on? It's going to end up on a custodial wallet anyway. Like, chances are quite big that if you want to spend your pie on an exchange, it will end up on somewhere like, you know, on a big exchange where there's custodial wallet type. So you send the exchange the money, you know, it's that's where you can trade.
Yeah, that will require two parts actually. One part is related to our nodes that have to support the wallet, and the wallet is actually just the front end or a graphic user interface to deal with our funds, to send and receive basically, and all the action is actually happening on the blockchain itself. So it should be easy to integrate wallet if the code is prepared that way, or certain libraries are prepared. It should be very easy to integrate it to other platforms. So when we are speaking, sorry, I just thought crossed my mind. So are you guys running nodes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you?
Okay. What do you think? Can I ask the question just to maybe leave it open for our next chat, or maybe to briefly
we can talk about it.
Yeah, what do I don't want to make
just
this
want
video
to
too
talk
long.
about wallet for a second.
You just want to talk about wallet.
Sure.
Okay, let's keep the notes on hold.
I just
go
wanted
ahead.
to say,
Go ahead, Natko.
When we were with MadMax and I were talking a bit earlier today, actually I said the same thing that Kozii said just a second ago, that I envisioned our wallet as a separate app, something like MetaMask or Coinbase wallet, for instance, which can be integrated with DeFi marketplaces. But that doesn't mean, I mean, when we look at the Pi app right now, our accounts are actually our wallets. In this stage, they are custodial because they're part of the Pi network. The way I see it, the Pi network wants to make vertical integration of their ecosystem just for bootstrapping this asset. So if people are going to visit Pi network app for all the goods or services, at least ordinary people, then want to have a viable ecosystem for everything, they will use their Pi inside the custodial wallet, which is the Pi network app itself. For those people that want to be a part of some other economy with their Pi directly, they will use the non-custodial separate wallet, be it the DeFi marketplaces or in-app transfer to another Pioneer.
Well, I don't quite.
I mean, not
I understand what you're talking about.
Yeah,
but I don't. There's only one thing that I will add to this is why integrated wallet inside the Pi app. Why would it need to be custodian? The app itself can contain your
because of
keys.
the intuitive. It's more intuitive for ordinary people. You got to think. I mean, we are now at about 10 million. But what will happen when we have? I mean, hope to God that's the case. But when we have 200 million or 2.5 billion, like WhatsApp, for instance, what will happen then? We need to think that there will be lots of folks out there that are not tech savvy as we are, and they want to be a part of that economy, and we want them to be a part of that economy in the most easiest way for them, because it is beneficial for all of us. That's the way I see it.
Yeah.
Pi network will.
I
think
you are
like the
mistaking two
backbone
things.
of Pi's value.
Yeah. Ease of use of
because of the
application.
ecosystem.
Yeah, you're talking about the ease of use, and that's quite the other thing. So you can, the ease of use and the user interface and all this stuff can be developed and will be probably developed. Yeah, we all want the app to be easy to use and to make transfers with just one or few clicks, just to type your password or just to put your fingerprint or whatever biometry you have, just like we use with other apps today. But it doesn't mean that it has to be custodian wallet. It doesn't mean that.
The way I see it, Pi network will be, I mean, if we want Pi to become a true digital currency, to bootstrap something and to make it popular as a currency, we need to have our marketplace for exchanging that currency. So to me, Pi network is something like an Amazon for a Pi.
Yeah, but we already have Amazon.
Excuse me?
We already have Amazon, and the difference is it's not decentralized. If we want decentralized economy, then it needs to be non-custodial. That's what I'm saying. Because otherwise it's not decentralized. Yeah,
of course. I'm just saying that if Pi will bring people into that asset, Pi network, I mean, if we bring people into that asset where they can exchange it in one giant global hub, that means that as it spreads, people with non-custodial wallets will be able to exchange it everywhere else. This is like a bootstrap phase. Pi network is like a Trojan horse for Pi as a currency. That's the way I see it. But we need to leave the option for many, many people that will come into the economy later on. It needs to stay as simple as it can for them. I mean, most of the people that I speak to, they say that they have a peace of mind when their money is at their bank. People love security. People love to know that they have a backup option.
It's false security. That's the problem. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Let's not turn this into an argue. Let's just everyone give their opinion. That's why we are here, actually.
Yeah.
So I would like. Yeah.
We can all agree that ease of access and security is a huge priority. So, like, I don't know exactly how it can be made, like, because what Natko is saying, it can, it should use a custodial in order to, but it can be made. I think with very much success if the core team just simply does what they feel like they should do. I mean, if they think it's non-custodial is the option, and they know which way they want to go, they can make it work. I mean, they probably know better than us what's important for the network, right? I mean, they've been working on this for a long time.
One thing is for sure, if they make a custodian wallet, they have a lot more responsibility by themselves. Then they are responsible. If they make it non-custodial, then each member of the community is responsible for himself. And of course, I don't want to be mistaken. Of course, that I'm voting for a non-custodial wallet. I'm just thinking in wider terms. I'm thinking because of the demographic output is something that we've never had in a crypto space, such as we have with Pi network nowadays. That never happened before. This is the first. So we have to think of it. That's all I wanted to say.
It's very interesting. I mean, I have my mom, I have my dad, I have my cousins, mining Pi, and I see the same kind of level of adoption across many, many more pioneers, from all across the world. So it's a different kind of adoption what we see with Pi network today. And it's reaching that point where the top cryptocurrencies got to so far, where those kind of cryptocurrencies attracted people who kind of know their technology, or they have the finances, or they're very well educated, or they're like businessmen basically, and they know what they're here for. Versus Pi, we have a little bit of different vibe to it, and a lot of people came here who are ordinary everyday people who just want to give it a try and look. They got in early, they are mining Pi, they're getting rewarded, they're learning about it, and 95% of the feedback has been overwhelmingly positive. The remaining 5% are from people who don't really understand the scale of the project, or they simply cannot accept the fact that there are things that will need time to be completed. But from what I've seen so far, you know, we are raising the adoption levels across the whole and cryptocurrency scene. 10 million users is a lot, okay, and even Ethereum or Bitcoin, like everyday users, is nowhere near that. Absolutely nowhere near. And yeah, what do you guys think about this adoption? Do you think this is something that will continue, and what do you think will happen if we reach, like, 50 million users? Because by definition, if we reach about around 35 million users, we will have more people having Pi versus having Bitcoin wallets, which is a very big deal.
Yeah, thank you, Kozii. This is actually a perfect introduction to my last question that I want to ask each of you, and then to slowly close this today's session, because I don't want to make it too long. I don't want to get boring to people watching it. But one last and very important question: where do you see Pi Network in a year from today? And it adds up to for the question that you just asked.
Well, I think in 1 year, we will see what the core team has been building, and we can see the technology itself working, as well as even more people who would like to see it work. Now, there's a distinction that has to be made. People have to understand and accept that until Pi is ready, the technology is ready, it's not the same when you tell people. Like right now, it's not ready. So when you tell people, you can't exactly show like what you can do with Pi, or why Pi is useful and why you should do what you can do with Pi. So until that point, there's less people that join the network because it's not working. But I'm just talking about the use cases. Obviously, everybody can see that you are mining and you are earning Pi, and that's great. Everybody can see the balances. But what will be different when phase 3 starts, it will have a market value. The 10 million people will certainly be able to say, okay, boys, I made this much and that much. And oh, look, I bought these shoes from UP, and then I bought this whole new shoe collection from another dApp, and maybe like I'm playing some games, and it's not going to be a matter of when and if or how and why and will it will be just a showcase of, yeah, this is how I've done it. You can join, you can participate, and I think a lot of people are waiting for this. And if it can work, like it should in theory, and so far it's looking very positive. When people realize this, the spread of word will spread quickly. Okay, it has a really chance to get really popular in social media because the hype surrounding it. Just think about it. What other cryptocurrencies do you know about that will be launched with 10 million users?
Existing users, yeah, that's huge. That's no other cryptocurrency has that in history.
And that's nothing where we are going.
They have, there are top 100 coins with way less user, with way less wallets than a million. 500,000. You're talking like top 10. So
yeah.
The kind of pump and dump what people are scared about, it's pretty much ain't going to happen, because there's gonna be a lot of trading volume. And
yes,
if when we get there, right, the perception of Pi's value will change. Because yes, 1.5 years ago when I joined, I used to be able to earn a lot of Pi, but like many people, we've gone through it, but it's gone past. It's happened. We are now here today, and it's been like the fourth halving, if I'm not mistaken, and we don't turn as much. So when we get to the mainnet, and we may have another halving, you know, it will get harder and harder to earn pi. So you have to really think about how much is your time worth. Yes, it's a few seconds a day, but I mean, if you've been mining for like 2 years and you know 1 year, like how much is that time worth? You know, like you really gonna settle for a little bit? And I've got this perception. I mean, I can really see that by the time we get there, people will just reevaluate it all. You know, you don't. Why would you sell it for like $1? And I'm asking this because the whole network will realize that, oh, if I sell for $1, you know, like I can buy nothing with it. But that's the thing about pi is that very easily people realize that it can work with a higher valuation, and people don't have to sell it for cheap. You know, there's like no reason. There's like no anything for it.
What do you think? Should mining stop when we hit the mainnet? Should we have a fixed total supply?
Well, maybe, but it just depends on how many users we're talking about. I mean, I think we should really see how far we can push this amount to users, because I'm telling you, it's much harder to convince people just to buy your cryptocurrency where there's so much. What Pi does different is that it allows people to earn cryptocurrency in a unique way, and you know, they have full access. They will have access to all the features, including mining. And I think that's a great intuitive way for people to come in. And we just had a halving, and if we're going to have another halving, you know, then I think that's a sufficient solution.
Yeah. Or maybe to add some other activities behind just pressing the Thunderbolt to earn pi.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys know, obviously, proof of stake and that kind of mechanism. That is also a solution. So instead of everybody's mining pi, right, and just creating more coins, mining can stop at a later date. And people who lock their pi up, they will be able to earn interest on it. You know, that's what proof of stake is. Basically, you just have to hold
but you have to have a protocol developed for a proof of stake for this to work. But what else could be done? Natko, maybe you wanted to say we could use. I think that's what we talked about. You could use all the burnt pi. Instead of burn it, we could just pour it back into economy once we hit the mainnet. Is that what you were just explaining the other day?
I wanted to. Yes. Well, I was for a long time. I was thinking about that they should stop it at 100 million. But when after this last announcement, when we had a halving, when they said that they will bring some extra halving event at the mainnet, and I was thinking about it. I mean, the ideal situation for me would be that if we would reach 100 million and have a halving before mainnet. After that, if that happens, when mainnet arrives, will there be a halving, or will they stop the minting process? Not the mining, actually, the minting process. I think it's irrelevant at that point, because the ecosystem will start to grow exponentially. I remember Kozii's video from Pi Convention. I remember you told everyone that they should continue it as long as it is possible. And I was like, actually, yeah, why not? This is the incentive to bring people in. Why would they stop the mining? Because to me, it's not only about the mainnet. The mainnet will come. It has to come eventually. I believe the most important part of this whole story is going to be those marketplaces, those in-app marketplaces. When we have in-app marketplaces, that's when the economy starts. And when people hear about it, when people hear that they can start collecting something and instantly exchange it for goods or services, even before it has any official monetary value, then the ecosystem will start growing exponentially. I believe we could reach unimaginable numbers in quite a short time period. When you think about it, we're now using Zoom. Zoom wasn't such a popular video call format up until this year.
Never
and
heard of
this
it before.
spring they were like, I don't know, 200-300 million downloads.
Yeah.
What if the next lockdown happens in US and we have Pi, which starts to accelerate in that rate? We could very well be at it sounds maybe absurd right now, but we could very well be at 200 million people up until the mainnet. Who knows?
So do you think it's possible within a year?
If Zoom was downloaded 200 to 300 million times in 1 month, the same thing could happen with Pi.
Excellent.
It's free app after all, available to everyone with the cell phone.
Great. Okay, guys. So let's kind of slowly bring it to the end, because we are talking about an hour. So now, do you have any final conclusion in a few words? So let's wrap it up.
Well, I just want to say to the listeners that keep your eyes and ears open and just follow the space. I think if you do so, you will see more and more information and more good news will flourish about Pi, and you're going to see why this app is very popular and why it will get popular. There's a whole lot of puzzle pieces in this story, okay? And in this conversation, we may have talked about 5 pieces, but there's like 100 pieces for it, okay? There's, even after 14 years, people still don't have too much idea about blockchain. They barely touch cryptocurrencies. So it will take time to be able to understand it all, but just take by it and see where it goes. As we explained, there's a lot of use cases going to be applicable for Pi, and many, and the whole trade online, cryptocurrency, people's cryptocurrency, you own this currency and you can earn it through these disastrous and grim times. Just look around you, how much negativity this is, right? Just trust in a little bit of positivity that Pi can offer. Tell the people about it and see what they think to it, and you will see the magic will happen. Okay, we are definitely on the right track. Just so people can understand it, Pi can be built on. Okay, so people can create the applications on it. If they have applications like existing ones, they can migrate. They can pull it inside the Pi app. They can build on top of the nodes. They don't just have to function as the Pi node. They can basically, you can earn money from your computer later on from different revenue streams. People can build on top of Pi blockchain different tokens. So just like on Ethereum, you have ERC20 tokens, you can have Pi tokens, and those tokens will have better attributes because the network is scalable. It's quick, robust, and it. Sorry, I might just getting a little bit excited, but I'm telling you,
okay, that's cool.
If you just hear what I say, you should like it's. We stand a really good chance, guys, and there's a lot of people who are watching Pi as it grows. So yeah, where do you guys think Pi will go? Next 100 million, I think we'll get to mainnet with 50 million users.
Great. Natko, what do you think? Any final words?
I'm obviously the most optimistic here, in terms of numbers at least. Listen, it doesn't matter. The numbers will only keep growing because we are growing at geometrical progression. You cannot stop that kind of growth anymore. To me, Pi, the true power of Pi lies in the word of mouth spreading. You can stop and you can censor the internet, but you cannot censor word of mouth. Word of mouth is something that is based on a trust. And ironically, we're talking about non-custodial wallets because we want trustless systems, but this is not a trustless system. I mean, this is a system that in its DNA is built on a trust. That's why we are drawing a trust graph for the Pi network. And when most of the people that are already in cryptocurrencies, I believe not all of them, but many. Okay, I won't say most of them, but many of them, they were inside for the false goals. They wanted to make more fiat currencies out of it, or they wanted to exchange it for fiat or something. But fiat is going bye-bye. I mean, the future is in a microeconomics and it's in a digital economy. Even fiat is going digital in the form of CBDCs or central bank digital currencies. So all this COVID or coronavirus situation only pushed us more rapidly into cashless and contactless society. So I believe Pi will succeed because people will realize, why would they hop to some asset or digital currency like CBDC, which loses its buying power over time, or rather hold on to some other digital asset that is growing in its buying power during time? That was something, I mean, if it stands for Bitcoin and all the other cryptocurrencies, it will stand for Pi, because it will grow in its buying power. That's why I'm not afraid for Pi network. Utility will bring it all together. So I'm waiting for that marketplaces to go live. When they go live, we're going to see some major momentum. That's the way I see it.
Thank you. Yeah. So thank you both. Thanks very much for joining me here today. We spoke, we gave our opinion, we explained something. So I want to call all the listeners or the viewers, if they have any questions, if they have any doubts, just comments, and we will try in the next few coming days to answer such, of course, logical and positively aimed questions. And please do not share your invitation codes in the comments. They will be deleted. Please find some other channel to get your pioneers into your network. Thank you very much. I'm gonna close it for today. I hope we will have some cause to have similar conversations soon in the future. It would be nice maybe to have some parts of a core team as a guest, and maybe to get some perfect persons to answer some of our questions. But I think we gave a really good view, real detailed view about some things. And thanks very much again. I hope to see you soon on our podcast. And that will be it for today. Ciao. Bye-bye.